It's Atalanta next up. The Champions League is back. The new format, our first time playing this format. Obviously, it's a league phase now, no longer a group stage. And it's the second game of a very, very tough week. Tottenham away, Atalanta away, Man City away, all three games away from home. It's not going to be easy, but we've managed to, get past the first bump, which was Tottenham. Now, next up, it's going to be Atalanta. And considering 8 games in the Champions League this season, no playing the same opponent twice or anything. We've just seen the likes of Bayern Munich scoring 9 goals, and things like goal difference could matter because we're all competing against each other now in one league. We are going to need to win games. And looking at the teams you're being drawn against, Atlanta is not easy. They're the Europa League champions, but it would be good to start the campaign with a win, and then next up is a home game against PSG. That would be great. Now, this is going to be played on Thursday for some reason. I'd kind of forgotten how it feels like to play on a Thursday, but I guess I just wanted to send us back there to, for us to remind ourselves, it's always good to, get after you move house, get back to the house that you used to live in, just to see how it is, just to visit some people. So let's go and see how Thursday looks like these days. It has been a long time. It's been a couple of seasons since we played on a Thursday, but yeah, we will be playing on a Thursday against Atalanta away from home in Italy, the Europa League champions, as I've said. The likes of Lukman and those kind of guys, it's not going to be easy. So what am I expecting? Now, first of all, Atalanta, let's take a look at Atalanta. So I am expecting a very tough game going away to Italy against the Europa League champions. I'm definitely expecting a tough game. And Atalanta this season, they've been mixed. They've been a mixed bag. This season, obviously, they started the season playing against Real Madrid in the Super Cup. They lost that game, I think, 2-0. But after that, they've played 4 games in their league, just like us. And they've won 2, they've lost 2. They've had a 4-0 win, they've had a 4-0 loss, they've had a 2-1 loss, and they've had a 3-2 win. So they've scored 8 goals and conceded 8 goals. And they can score goals, but they can also concede goals. And all those goals, those games I've just told you, a couple of them are home, a couple of them are away. They lost 4-0 at away to Inter Milan, but at home to Fiorentina, they won 3-2. They won, they lost 4-0. So I think they won 4-0 to Lecce. So it's a mixed bag. So we can definitely score goals in this game. We don't concede a lot of goals, but in the Champions League last season, we conceded at PSV, we conceded at Lens, we conceded at FC Porto, we conceded at Bayern Munich. We were never really, conceding 3 or 4. No, we actually conceded just 1 at Sevilla, just 1 at Bayern Munich, just 1 at FC Porto. So we were good at keeping it tight at the back last season. So yes, Atalanta score and concede a lot of goals, and this season, for us, we've kept 3 clean sheets out of 4 in the league, so it's very tough to know what to expect. Are we going to win this game 3-2? Is it going to be a dull 0-0? Or is it going to be? I think they're going to create chances, but I think we could still end up winning this game. I will come to my prediction later on. So one thing we need to know about Atalanta, apart from the results, the other thing we need to know, they do play with the back 3. So they played 3 defenders and then 2 wing backs and then 2 holding midfielders and then a front 3. So you're going to get opportunities on the wings. You're going to get openings on the wings, especially if they're fullbacks, the likes of Zappacosta go forward. You're going to get opportunities on the wings. So whoever is playing, whether it's Martinelli, Saka, Trossard, Sterling, whoever is playing on those wings, they're going to get a few opportunities to run in behind and have a couple of chances to cross the ball. We need to take advantage of that. But them obviously playing a back 3 as well, with their fullbacks going forward, they're going to have situations where they're going to double up with the winger and the wing back, basically the left side or the right side of the front 3, plus the wing backs. They're going to attack our fullbacks, or our wingers will also need to come back and defend. I'm expecting a tough game, but I'm confident we can win this game. Looking at the results this season, I've watched a couple of the 3 games this season, including the Real Madrid one in the Super Cup, and we can definitely take advantage, but you obviously need to be careful with players like Lukman. Last season, most of us watched that final against Leverkusen. That was the first game Leverkusen lost all season, and they absolutely dismantled them by 3-0. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Let's pick up a win here, and then if you start the season with a win against Atalanta, again, PSG are next at home. After that, you're going to have games against, the likes of Shakhtar at home, teams like that. So I would be confident. And it has changed, in the group stage, with the 6 games that you're going to play, or the 6 games you used to play, if you, like, for example, last season, we beat PSV, and then we lost the second game to Lens. When you win one and lose one back in the day, like last season, the third one, you basically have to win it, because if you lose the third game, all of a sudden you're wide, you're third on the table or fourth on the table, and the two teams ahead of you. You have to be very careful in terms of the fourth game. You pretty much have to win the rest of the three games, especially if results don't go your way. Now, with the league phase that we have, we can lose to Atalanta and PSG and still go through. We can actually lose 4 games and win 4 games and still go through. Now, maybe not as the top 8, but you could still qualify for the playoffs. Now, 9th to 24th will go into a playoffs, so you pretty much just need like 3 wins out of the 8 to qualify for the playoffs. But you don't want that. You don't want to go and play an extra 2 games in January and then qualify for the round of 16. No, we want to be part of the top 8, qualify with the rest of the big boys, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Man City, and then relax until February and wait for the round of 16. So out of the 8 games, that means maybe I think 5 wins, 2 draws and a loss will be enough. It would be great if you can get 8 wins out of 8, but we have to be realistic. You're going to face some tough teams like Atalanta away, Girona away, PSG at home, Inter Milan as well. I mean, it's not going to be easy. We're going to Inter Milan away as well. You're probably going to lose a game then, maybe a couple of draws. Tough games like Inter Milan and Atalanta away. Maybe a draw isn't that bad, but I want us to start the campaign with the win against Atalanta. That is very, very important. We only really need like 5 wins and a draw to go through, and then the rest of the 2 games, if we win 6, you probably finish in the top 2. It's very important as well. If you can finish in the top 2, it means you avoid the team that finishes first. If you finish in the top 4, you could avoid maybe a Real Madrid or a Man City if they finish in the top 4 as well. So that would be great. That means you're not going to face them until the semi-final or the final. So the higher you finish, the better draw you get in the round of 16. But you can still go through even if you finish 23rd, but we don't want to be part of that. We want to be part of the Man City, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich group, go through as easy as possible. And considering we have the likes of Inter Milan and PSG coming up, you have to say this is the easy one between those 3 games. So we have to start with a win. But which lineup would I go for? I'm going to make some changes, by the way. So it's going to be an interesting. I'm going to make a couple of changes. So let's start with the defense. So the Raya goalkeeper, as always, Raya is going to be the goalkeeper. No doubt about that one. He's going to be my goalkeeper for sure. Everyone's goalkeeper. We are not really going to play net in the Champions League. Raya has been an incredible form as well this season, so shout out to him. He basically won the save of the month last month for his save against Aston Villa, his save against Wolves as well, class as well, and he made a couple of good saves against Brighton too. And the last game that we played against Tottenham, the way he was collecting the ball from the crosses, corners, free kicks in the last 20 minutes of that game, he took away a lot of pressure from us. So we will need him to be at the top of his game in the Champions League as well. Last season, he helped us go through against FC Porto. Let's hope for more of the same. So I am going to go with David Ryan goal for sure. And then the back 4. So the 3 players on the right side are going to remain the same. That's Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. Ben White always does his job. This season he hasn't been incredible, anything like that. A couple of times Son went past him over the weekend, but he's always solid. He's never really going to... He only gave away the ball once, I remember. He almost considered from that, but he's always solid most of the games. He never really stands out like, oh my goodness, Ben White is a calamity or anything like that. He hasn't really gone forward a lot this season, combining with Saka. And last season he got a few crosses and goals. He hasn't really gone forward a lot this season. Let's see what happens in this game. Obviously there's other players coming back, and Timber can play there, and Tomias is able to play there, so he has to keep on performing to play in the big games. But Ben White is definitely a starter. And then Gabriel and Saliba, I'm going to keep it the same. I thought about resting Gabriel, but I was like, nah, let them just play. Keep it solid. They have a tough assignment over the weekend against Haaland, so would it be better to rest one of them? But I remember, listen, Man City are playing on Wednesday against Inter Milan. That's the other thing, by the way. Man City are playing on Wednesday at home, and you're playing on Thursday away from home. Will it affect us over the weekend against them? The traveling and all that? Hopefully not, but I'll keep it the same. And then for left back, I'm going to make a change. This will be the first change I make in the team. I'm going to play Kivio. Kivio will be on the left side for me. If Zinchenko's fit, I would play him. I don't know if he's fit, but listen, Kivio going back to Italy, no problem at all. Play Kivio, be solid defensively. I don't mind that at all. So that would be my back 4. Rest Timber, let him be ready for Man City. We also have to be careful with Timber's minutes. He's just coming back from a 9-month injury, missing the whole season. He was incredible against Tottenham. I'd save him for the Man City game. If Calafiori was there, he probably plays for me here, or maybe I wouldn't be too worried about Timber playing here and losing him for the Man City game. But let Calafiori recover fully, and Timber, you can rest him for this one. Play Kivio. still a good defender. Let's work with that. Midfield, I'm going to go with Jorginho. Jorginho will be the midfield I start with. So the second change I make, Partey will rest for me. No Partey in this game. Once again, it's great to have Partey playing a lot of 90 minutes, but remember he played 90 minutes for Ghana twice over the international break, played 90 minutes against Tottenham in midfield, and then he's been always available this season. Let's not overuse him. You also have to be a bit careful. And I want to rest him for this game. Play Jorginho, another Italian, by the way, another Italian in this game. Kiva is not an Italian, but he's played there before, so Jorginho's played there before as well. Have him there, control the midfield. He was very good against Tottenham. I thought you were going to get dominated a bit in terms of pace. We'd struggle a bit in terms of pace because of Partey and Jorginho together, but they didn't get exposed at all, so fair play to them. Jorginho in midfield, and then in front of him, Declan Rice is back. I'm really, really happy to have Declan Rice back. A midfielder is used to playing that position, so that is one position sorted, but we still don't know how long Odegaard will be out for. I have Trossard in that position. I don't think he was bad against Tottenham. I don't think he was incredible. I still prefer him on the wings or the forward positions. Some of you put Nwaneri there. I want Nwaneri to come on in this game. Not like in the 80th minute or anything. No, I want him to come on early in this game. If it's possible to bring him on before the 60th minute, give him a solid 30 minutes. I think that would be great. I think, don't rush him too much. Bring him to the team slowly. He's going to feature a lot this season. This is a Champions League game at the end of the day. Yes, I'd like him to feature. Yamal has been incredible. This a lot of you have been comparing. And Nwaneri, 10 minutes he came on against Tottenham. I rewatched the game again and focused on him. He was very good with the touches. I was like, whew, this is incredible. I even thought about starting him, but I don't want him to be started and then subbed off at halftime. No, I don't want that. So let him come on, give him the last 30 minutes of the game. Let him, playing that intensity. If you're leading well and good, he was very good. So bring him on in the last 30 minutes, or before that, even better. And then Rice is back, as I said. So that is my midfield: Rice, Jorginho, and Trossard, and then Nwaneri to come on. And then the front three, I am going to make my other change. So Kivi is on for Timber. Rice has come on for Partey resting, Timber resting, and then I'm going to rest one more player up front, and that is going to be Saka. Not really a rest, but he went off injured, and they said it was only cramp. But I think, again, just like Partey, I don't want to, strain Saka too much. He played 90 minutes over the international break, and then played another like 60, 70 minutes against Finland at Wembley in the second game. Listen, keep him fit for the Man City game. When you watch Man City playing against Inter Milan, don't be surprised if we see Foden and Rodri on the bench for that one still. Now, I think he purposely left Rodri out for those games and Foden for them to be available against Inter Milan and Arsenal this week. So sometimes you watch Man City in the Champions League, Diaz is not there, Foden is not there, Bernardo Silva is not there. They change things up. I think it's also time for us to do that. I don't think it's a disaster if you rest Saka in this game. So I will rest Saka. I will play Sterling on that right side, give him the fast start. I am going to start Martinelli again. A lot of people have been saying Martinelli is not on form, drop him. Many of you maybe would start Trossard on the left and then Nwaneri in midfield, fair enough. I'm going to give Martinelli another game. If he doesn't perform in this one, then he definitely doesn't start against Man City. Maybe even if he performs, some of you would say he doesn't start against Man City, doesn't deserve it. But the last time he beat Man City, he did score. So I'm going to start Martinelli on the left side. I am going to start Sterling on the right side, and then I'm going to have Havertz up top. I think that is a squad that can still do the job. So 3 changes from the weekend. I'm resting Timber, I'm resting Saka, I'm resting Partey. So this is how the bench looks like. Neto, Setford, Calafiori, Zinchenko, Timber, Partey, Saka, Jesus, Nwaneri, Lewis Kelly, Heaven, and Nichols. You allowed around 12 substitutions or players on the bench. So listen, I want to see Nwaneri come on, Jesus coming on. If I've put Calafiori and Zinchenko there, but I don't know if they're going to be available. If they're not, then a couple of spots for maybe the youngsters who were on the bench the other day. I don't think you have to fill the bench if you don't want to, if you don't travel with the players, but there's still players there who can come on. If we are losing or something, Saka is there. You can still bring on Jesus. You can bring on Partey, Timber, whoever. If you're comfortable in the game, whoever the game is, I want to see Nwaneri coming on. If I still need some defensive cover, then maybe you can throw in Timber for the last 20 minutes or something, bring on Partey for the last 20 minutes. But ideally, I would want Saka and Timber to rest for the entirety of the game. So Jesus, Nwaneri come on, and then we'll see the other substitutions. So that is my lineup for this particular match. Let me know which changes you would make. My prediction, time for the prediction. What is my prediction for this game? As I said, we keep a lot of clean sheets. I'd not be surprised if we kept a clean sheet, but, Atalanta have scored 8 goals this season. They've conceded 8. We all have only considered 1, and I think if we didn't have a red card, you'd have had 4 clean sheets out of 4. Our defense is so solid, and now Declan Rice is back. I'm going to go, though, for Atalanta to score whichever way. Like as I said last season in the Champions League, in all of those away matches we considered against Lens, against Sevilla, and against PSV, and also against Bayern Munich and FC Porto. So he considered in all 5 away games last season. I think that might continue, but I still think you're going to win. So Atalanta 1, Arsenal 2, 2-1 win. I don't know if those nerves from last season in the Champions League will still be there. You could tell last season we were very new in the Champions League. We are struggling a lot in most of those games. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I'm going to go for Havertz to score. And I'm going to go for, should I go for another corner? Yes, why not? Declan Rice to whip in a corner and maybe Saliba or Gabriel to score. Why not? 2-1 to Arsenal. That is my prediction. Let me know your prediction. Let me know who you start at left back. Or do you keep the team as the same against Tottenham? Or are you worried about Man City rest a couple of players? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.